this is the trailer One Night by Ones Mendoza. It is a very good story, and that's why I chose it. It has many different plots within it, and also like how the characters are interacting with each other within the story. I chose this particular story because of when I read the synopsis, it was very enticing. So there are 8 college students who have won a contest for a popular TV show, and within this world these people are in, this TV show is very popular amongst the teenagers. So every year it will come on, and it's a contest to see who can win it and go on to this show. And for the contest, if you win it, you get to spend one night on a supposedly haunted lot, and this haunted lot is haunted by the infamous Cole Carter. So Cole Carter is a person who back in the day used to kill people, and he killed loads of people on this house. But finally the police got and found him out, and they shot him dead. And this is why he haunts a lot, with probably many of the other spirits who he killed there. If when they win this, they go to this haunted lot, which is a big old Victorian house. But within this trailer, I'm going to try and find, if I cannot find a big Victorian house, I'm going to try and find a haunted building of such, a building that looks very desolate, just to fit the theme. So this haunted lot is apparently miles away from the next town and anything, so it's in the middle of nowhere. And this whole house is rigged with loads of cameras, and each person has to wear a suit with a camera on it, but eventually they don't use it because it's too much for them. But so whilst they are on this show, people will watch it a week later what's happened. So they're being recorded from all these like hundreds of cameras planted around the house, and apparently there's a scene out on the beach and into the woods. I don't think this is possible to create, so I'm going to stick to the house and the grounds of it. And it says in the synopsis that these cameras are recording every movement and every death. And Cold Harter was known as a psycho in the 1970s, and yeah. But now, when they are there, they have to summon the spirit of him, and it's their fight to stay alive. Yeah. This is a mood board of some images I've collected from some of the main scenes that I feel like which should be included within the trailer. So, within the trailer there are many different scenes. You've got your haunted house, you've got your interior of the house. On the bottom right you've got the girl watching the TV, because it's a TV show which they watch constantly. And then you've got the stairs with the ghost. There's a scene where the ghost of Cole Carter is standing on the stairs and then jumps down and attacks one of the people and kills him. And then I feel like the final scene that I'm going to use within the trailer is perfectly shown through the image on the top left, where this girl is standing right in front of the mirror in this bathroom. There's a mirror in front of her and a mirror behind her, and every time she looks in the mirror there's someone standing behind her, the ghost of Cole Carter. But every time she turns around, the ghost is still behind her until she turns around once more, and then the ghost is standing in front of her. Unfortunately this girl dies. She's not the main character, but I don't want to show that within the trailer because it would feel too much, and you'd go into the movie knowing what's going to happen. The subgenre of this trailer is a slasher/supernatural, as the antagonist uses different objects, phallic symbols, to stab his victims, and the antagonist is also a ghost. That's what would make it supernatural. So I just found these images to just see the stereotypical kind of the antagonist with the knife, the antagonist who has a scary voice, and then also I feel it's supernatural because it's a ghost, and that because it's both of these genres, I can use different conventions and more conventions if I was limited to a single subgenre. So because it's slasher, I'll use the typical characters. So you've got the final girl and all the different stock characters who you'd see, like in the movie The Cabin in the Woods, where they actually go into the woods. So that's a good movie to compare this to, because it's people controlling their fate. even though they did summon the spirit, but they've been recorded. And the supernatural aspect of it is the antagonist himself, and I feel like I can bring different stock scenes that are to do with supernatural as well as slasher. Themes within it. There are many themes within this trailer which express many different subgenres. So I feel like Duhal's theory is used absolutely perfectly within this film, as her theory is like there are eight different plots that every single movie and story could relate to ever created, and three of them are horror based. And the two horror based ones, I feel that the plots that I feel that that this relates to is the circle and the false narrative. And the circle narrative is the typical protagonist being chased by the antagonist and being tormented by him, and this is perfectly fits in with that theory. And also the false narrative is where the main character Kylie goes on the show for 15 minutes of fame, however she ends up in a deadly situation. So the false narrative is going into something for self-benefit, like doing something for self-benefit, but it doesn't end up well because it's a kind of a selfish act. The movie influences that I feel for this that have influenced the writer to create this movie is mainly The Hunger Games. Even though this isn't a horror film, I feel like The Hunger Games is perfect because it's people going on a TV show and getting killed. So it's the same kind of aspect, but a horror version of it, a paranormal activity, because of the ghost and the bad ghost tormenting them, the poltergeist who's hurting them and killing them eventually. Horror genre conventions. Horror genre conventions consist of icons, settings, the setting of the movie, mise-en-scène, stock characters, and this relates to Burton's theory, as you need to create these elements to create a successful horror movie. And within my teaser trailer, I feel like I'm going to use props that are stereotypical to the genre, the subgenre of slasher and supernatural. So like you've got knives, axes, again, like which you'd see within the genre of a slasher. And also I'm going to create like stock characters that you'd see within slasher again. So you've got your final girl and your dumb blonde and so on. But I don't want to completely reveal all these conventions because it would kind of spoil the plot of the movie, and because everyone knows like the fate of all these stock characters, you don't want to give it away because then everyone will know who's going to die and who's going to survive. The target audience for my trailer would be 18 to 22, so kind of young adults. So I chose this because it involves adult themes, and more gruesome themes, and I feel like when you choose an 18 film instead of 15, then you can do more with the movie, so you can put more graphic kind of elements into it instead of desensitizing it or like watering it down for the kind of the 15 age limit. Lastly, Todorov theory gives you 3 to 4 parts that you kind of need to use within like a trailer to make a successful story, and you've got your equilibrium, your disruption, your disequilibrium, and your resolution. So the equilibrium of this is that Kylie's won a place on a TV show that she's always wanted to be on. The disruption is that when they enter the building, they summon an evil spirit and it starts to torment them. The disequilibrium is where the trailer starts to like really get fast, and you have flashing effects, and it's like where people are like about to get murdered and like all different jump scares. And then a resolution, which I'm not going to reveal within the trailer because I'll just give away the whole plot of the movie, is Kylie survives and escapes. So Todorov's theory is relevant, but not completely. I would only be using about a third of his theory, because I only need to use the beginning for a tiny part at the beginning, the equilibrium, and then the rest will be the disequilibrium and a tiny bit of the disruption to keep the fear going within the audience. So that is my review on the One Night trailer idea.